Good morning, family. Just to let y'all know, as a pre-hitter, I will be doing the whole fight card, but I'm going to start and go in depth with this main event fight because this main event fight is going to be a banger tonight, and I want to make sure that I talk about it in depth like I need to. So strap your seatbelts on and let's get it. Skinny Hardaway Southern T back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, I greatly appreciate you sliding through. If this your first time, do your boy solid. Don't make it your last time. Hit that subscription button for your boy when you come in. We talk this good boxing and sports every single day, not just today. Today we here on the MMA side of the sports world. We got Tuesday Contender Series tonight. And then the main event, we got Danny Barlow versus Raheem Forrest. Danny Barlow is 6-0. Raheem Forrest is 7-1. Now, this particular fight, I have a grave interest in. It's an interesting fight all around the way you look at it. You got two young, explosive athletes, guys in their prime. Forrest will be considered, slightly more experienced than Barlow, but both guys are just as dangerous. Barlow may be considered more explosive, right? He's looking for the highlight finish. He likes to keep the fight standing, and he's an explosive guy. Nice kick, quick hands, has power in his hands and in his feet. Raheem Forrest is also a very powerful guy, not as explosive, but every bit as powerful. He's a guy, he throws bombs with his hands. Don't really kick too much, but those bombs with his hands, and he's good at wrestling. His ground defense isn't, the best, but he is a good initiator, right, of the grappling, of the takedowns, and he's a good wrestler. He's a good wrestler also with striking and punching ability. When the fight, in this fight, right, just on the surface, I will give the advantage on the feet and the striking to Danny Barlow. But if the fight ends up in the clinch or ends up on the ground, I will edge Raheem Forrest in this. Interesting background for both these fighters. These two fighters are actually very familiar with each other, being that they come from the same gym. Danny Barlow is still fighting out of MMA Law School's gym, and Raheem Forrest also was a member of MMA Law School gym in Memphis, Tennessee. So these guys are in a lot of the same circles. Just on Danny Barlow's last fight card, he fought on the undercard of Raheem Forrest's title defense in his last fight card, in which both guys were successful. So one guy, Danny Barlow, is from Memphis, Tennessee, and the other guy, Raheem Forrest, also is from Memphis, Tennessee. And while Raheem Forrest hasn't been fighting out of he won't be fighting out of MMA Law School gym for this fight, because Danny Barlow will be fighting at an MMA Law School gym for this fight. If you watch a couple of those fights and you pay attention and you look at these guys' cornermen, Jaleel Willis. Jaleel Willis is a Bellator fighter. Jaleel Willis has been the cornerman for both these fighters at a point in time in their career. So it's a little history between these two fighters inside and outside of the ring. But in this fight, you got an explosive knockout striker in Danny Barlow, and then you got a powerful wrestler in Raheem Forrest. In this fight, if Danny Barlow is going to win this fight, he's going to want to keep this fight at a distance. He's going to want to keep his range, and he's going to want to make Raheem Forrest pay when he comes in. If Raheem Forrest is going to win this fight, he's going to want to close the distance. He's going to want to engage Danny Barlow and possibly get this fight to the ground. The thing that's working for Raheem Forrest is he has power in his swings. So he kind of likes to throw a couple punches and then go in for the takedown. Danny Barlow has to be aware of that. The thing that Raheem Forrest has to be aware of when facing Danny Barlow is how you approach Danny Barlow in trying to take him down, how you approach Danny Barlow in trying to get your strikes off, because he can be an explosive striker. Both these fighters have heavy hands. I edged Danny Barlow with the hands. I edged Danny Barlow with the feet. I edged Raheem Morris slightly with the ground game. If this fight is a standing fight, I'm going Danny Barlow for the win. If this fight happens to take the ground, then they get a little more interesting. There will be favorite Raheem Morris. But in this fight, I'm going to go with the slightly less experienced but more explosive Danny Barlow in this fight. I think Danny Barlow is the real deal. I think he's a dangerous man. I think Danny Barlow is going to earn himself a UFC contract tonight. I got Danny Barlow by knockout in this fight. I think it's going to be a highlight reel kind of knockout because this is just what this young man, Danny Barlow, does. So I got Danny Barlow by KO in a close, interesting main event tonight. If not close, interesting for sure, right? And I'm going to run through these next 4 fights kind of quick, y'all. And the next fight we got up is Oliveira versus Victor Hugo Merida. In this fight, I'm taking Oliveira. I think he's the cleaner, more technical, better striker. Merida is a dog, but in this fight, I think he's going to fall victim to the technical striking of Oliveira. And I'm thinking Oliveira may be able to knock out Merida in this fight because he is so tough and he likes to, come forward and bring that pressure. So I got Oliveira over Merida. In the third fight, we got Anista Kite versus Carly Judas. Both these women are fairly early in their MMA careers at 3-0 for Carly Judas and at 4-0-1 for Kite. Neither fighter has fought, the best competition. It's just like, with most of, the people on the Contender series because, they're contenders. None of these fighters have just, the most extensive resume, but a bunch of low-level fighters between both these women, right? Both these opponents have a losing record. I think in this fight, Carly Judas is the more all-around fighter. I think she's more all-around in the striking game and more all-around on the ground. She's a pressure fighter. With Anista, with Anista, she has a huge size advantage, right? She has about 3 inches in height over Carly Judas, but I think she just doesn't have all the tools necessary to beat her. To beat Carly Judas. Carly Judas, I think, should win this fight. Just being the more all-around fighter, I think she's better with the hands. I think she's better in the grapple. I think she's better on the ground. I wouldn't be too quick to go out and bet this fight, but Carly Judas should come out with the victory in this fight. The size of Kite is going to be interesting to see how Carly Judas deals with that, but I'm going to go Carly Judas in this fight to win by decision. And in the fourth fight, we got Angel Pacheco versus Danny Silva. Now, I'm going to say this, y'all. Danny Silva, if you're looking at it on paper, if you're looking at it in stature, if you're looking at it in size, athleticism, youth, right? Danny Silva should win this fight. Danny Silva is a fighter he's explosive, but he fights off of pure athleticism, right? That's good and that's bad. A lot of grit, tough guy, athletic guy. Not the most technically sound fighter at 7-1. He's facing off against Angel Pacheco. Angel Pacheco is his pro record doesn't say that he's far more experienced than Danny Silva, but Pacheco has been fighting MMA for quite some time now. I think the fight game of Pacheco is just much more seasoned than the fight game of Danny Silva. Danny Silva is the guy who gets himself into these tough situations a lot. He gets taken down a lot. He let guys take his back a lot. He does find a way to get up and get out of those situations, but I think that's more so due to level of competition than to him, being this master ground defensive guy. In this fight, I'm going with Pacheco, and Pacheco probably wins this fight by submission. But I'm to be safe for my gamblers, you could take Pacheco straight up as the underdog. And I'm gonna make this one quick, family. In the last fight, we got Soda King versus Plazon. I think this fight is a complete and total mismatch for Soda King. I think Soda King wins this fight by knockout, probably knockout in the first round. Plazon is very small for this weight class. Just to give y'all a quick recap, we got Barlow, Oliveira, Pacheco, Judas, and Solar King.